whites because they have been told that they can't be a racist, that, you know, you have to own something. Another lie to keep them in that mode. But they voted for them thinking that somehow or another they're going to resolve this race issue. It's never going to resolve itself until black people stop hating. And I'm sorry, we do. You're right. We have an angry black, unappreciative woman in the White House. Yes, sir. Oh, let me take this young man first, then I'll come in.
Going along with the angry black woman theme, is there a way that the angry black woman complex could be constructively applied within the family unit or within maybe even the greater political structure to help better the situation of black Americans and the country as a whole?
No, the only way you're going to resolve the issues in our country and in the black community is that black women are going to have to overcome their anger. The men are going to have to get over what their mothers have done to them and then marry these women. And because children need a father and a mother. They don't need two men or two women. They need a father and a mother. It's God's order. And so unless we resolve the anger of the black woman, generation and generation of boys and girls are going to come out the same way. You got to overcome anger. If you notice, if you have anger in your life, people make you feel however they want you to feel with that. We're not supposed to have this type of anger. You can deal with life without having this anger within. Yes, sir.
You would need to refer to Michelle Obama as an angry black woman.
Yes.
And that that's not relevant to the anger. That anger is wrong, no matter who it's coming from.
Yes.
Why do you feel necessary that to keep referring to her as an angry black woman? What additional point are you trying to stress by calling her an angry black
So
woman?
the people can realize, I think most people know it. I think most people know it anyway, but so that they can realize what they're dealing with, the reality of what they're dealing with, and not be afraid of it. And if you notice, the liberal media is falling over backwards, trying to make her be a queen. You know, Queen Michelle. She's so beautiful. She's so wonderful. Look at this dress she has on. The dress looks like a church dress. But look at this dress. You know, they're trying to make her be something that she's really not, so that we would see a different reality. But we need, one thing about life, if you face reality, you get better from it. But if you live in denial, it only gets worse. Well, that's why I pointed out. And most people know it anyway. Even you know it's true, even if you don't admit it.
The anger is point you're bringing up. Well, I don't understand. You said that it's not focusing on race and to become American. Why do you feel it necessary to keep bringing it back to black men? Why don't you just an angry American or an angry?
That's a good question. Because they voted her in because she was black. That's why they voted for Barack Obama. And some conservative, white conservatives voted for him too because they were angry at President Bush. Disappointed. That's why you should have anger, because you made the wrong decisions when you're angry. Now they're regretting that. We saw that at the Tea Party rallies on the 15th of April. You know, just thousands and thousands of white Americans came out to say, hey, I made a mistake here. This is the wrong guy in office. When you're angry, you make mistakes like that. Yes, sir.
I was talking to one of my best friends on the phone on the way over here, and he goes to James Madison. He's actually a Democrat, and I told him that I was going to see you when he wanted me to ask a particular question. He always gets aggravated when the media brings on like Al Sharpton or Reverend Mr. Jack speak on behalf of the black community.
Yes.
He takes a great offense at that because he doesn't feel like they speak on behalf of every African American in the country. I was wondering what your thoughts would be.
And that's true. It's started to change because of talk radio and Fox News Channel and other places. But it's frustrating to see such a racist, poverty pimp, race hustler like Al Sharpton representing me and men and women in the black community like myself. But the media, the liberal media, want to give the impression that all black people agree with these guys. They want to give that kind of impression that blacks can't make it because of racism in order to keep the races divided, rather than us coming together and working for a common cause. It's starting to change. They don't have as much influence now. I think even some black people are starting to see where Al Sharpton is coming from. And if you notice, you don't hear a lot from Jesse Jackson anymore because he's revealed himself. So it's somewhat changing now because of conservative talk radio and Fox News. But yeah, it's an embarrassment. Sharpton is an embarrassment. Let me take this young man right here. Did you have your hand in the brown shirt?
No, well, my question was.
Oh, okay. Yes, let me take this young lady there. Yes, ma'am.
Then what makes you so different, especially when you refer to us as, okay, you said you agree that blacks can't make up their minds and make decisions.
But you do agree that most black people think alike. Everybody know that, right?
No.
You don't do, is 90% most or less? I can't hear you. 90%. 90% of black people vote for the Democratic Party year in and year out. Is that most or less? I can't hear you.
Repeat that, please.
90% of black people voted for the Democratic Party. Is that most?
Well, can I ask that question? Because
I want her to answer first. Is that most?
I'm not really sure.
You're not sure if that most? Did you get in on affirmative action or something? You don't know if 90% is more than 50% or less?
No, I said sure. It's most. Most people voted. Most black voters for the Democratic Party. To answer your question.
Yeah, but it seemed like it was hard for you to answer that.
No, it wasn't hard for me.
Yeah. Well, don't you think something's wrong with that?
That's not to say that all black people think alike.
What does it say?
That's still not 100%. Either way,
What does it
everyone
say?
has their own
She
opinion.
said not 100%. 90% is close enough to 100 for me.
True, but still not
Yeah.
everyone.
And then, most black people think that white people are racist against them. Is that true?
I don't know. I can't represent all black people.
Oh, so you don't know from white.
I know myself. I won't make
Do you
that
think
statement.
white Americans are racist against blacks today?
I can't say all. I don't know. I'm sure there's some people that are
Let
racist.
me ask you this way. Do you think racism is holding black people down today, or the lack of moral character?
Can I ask the question, please?
Yeah, let me get an answer from that. Is it a lack of moral character or racism?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why are you trying to
Is it
demoralize
a
me?
lack of moral character or racism that's holding black people down today?
Can I ask my question?
Hold on.
People hold themselves down.
So it's not racism.
Yeah, people hold themselves down.
Good for you. Yes, sir.
A comment before my question. I just want to say that regardless of Republican or Democrat, I think just as a person listening to you, you have a really narrow focus, and I think that you have like blinders on. You seem to overgeneralize and oversimplify certain social issues. I think that's very
Like
bad,
what
especially as a
example?
debater.
Give me an
Because
example. Give me an
you
example.
overgeneralize. You feel that all black people agree with Jesse Jackson.
No, I
Do
said not all.
I don't like Jesse Jackson.
I said not all.
Okay, but I disagree with Al Sharpton. I disagree with Jesse Jackson. I feel that they actually make black Americans look bad.
Yes.
So when you say things like that, which is oversimplifying, overgeneralizing for all black people, and then you platform it off
Did you hear me say not all, but most? Not all, but most.
That still does not get to the, you still overgeneralize when you're making these kind of lectures. And I think it's unfair to the black community because we do not all agree with Al Sharpton. If I was around, if I was of age when Al Sharpton was going for president,
Right.
or Jesse Jackson was going for president,
Right.
I would not have voted for them.
So you're part of
I
the not
voted
all.
for-
You're part of the not all group.
What?
You're part
Wait,
of the not
can I
all
just, let me just finish what I was saying. Aside from the overgeneralization, you also make a lot of statements that have no statistical backing.
I gave them to you as I was speaking.
Where did you get that 96% of black Americans voted for Obama?
According
Just
to,
tell me so I can look it up.
according to all of the polls.
All of the polls. Okay,
How
I'll
many
be.
people here don't
No,
know
I'll
that
be sure.
90%
No, it's
of black
okay. No,
people
I'm just
support
saying.
the
I'm
Democratic
asking
Party?
you because I'll be
How
sure
many
to look
people
it up.
don't know that?
And I can get your email address and I can send it to you that all polls say 96%. And you are also make.
I'm sorry,
when
what
I-
did you say?
That 96%, I'll look it up for you, and I can email you those facts. Because
Well,
I'm sure
90%
it's
of black
untrue.
people support the Democratic Party, but 96% of blacks who voted for Obama. A far left liberal socialist,
96% did
wealth
not vote for
redistribution
Obama.
of wealth, Democrat.
96% did not vote for Obama.
Yes, they
That
did.
is an over
No.
exaggeration.
Nope, it's a fact.
And I
Yeah.
can what I can say when I can say when I can when I'm
Right.
what I can say is that that was my question to you. Where do you
Why do
find
you
all
want
of
to
this
deny?
statistics?
Why do you want to deny reality?
What my question to you is what is the when you give out these like statements, these broad statements like Jesse Jackson attend to these black people or like and we all agree to what he said or we have no individual
Well, I
mind.
want to move on to someone
Me
else.
disagreeing with you
but I
alone
was asking you.
is an individual